Range Rover has never really chased headlines. For decades, the flagship SUV has been the quiet, composed presence in the background. The vehicle that doesn't need to announce itself because everyone in the room already knows what it is. Which is exactly why the 2027 Range Rover SV Ultra feels like such a significant move. Because for the first time, Range Rover has built something so extreme, so far beyond what any previous Range Rover has offered, that they decided the general public simply cannot order one. You need an invitation from Range Rover before you can even begin the conversation. Welcome to MotorDreamer, where we go past the press release and into the details that actually define what a vehicle is trying to become. Today, we're breaking down the 2027 Range Rover SV and the SV Ultra that sits above it, the most technologically ambitious Range Rover ever built, and the one that just changed what ultra-luxury SUVs are supposed to feel like. Start with the exterior, and specifically with a paint finish that has no real parallel in the production SUV world. The SV Ultra's exclusive Titan Silver is not a standard metallic paint. Range Rover developed it using real aluminum flakes combined with proprietary pigment technology that creates what reviewers are consistently describing as liquid metal in motion. The finish changes character completely depending on the light, flat gray in shadow, almost mirror-like in direct sun. It was only made possible because Range Rover recently installed new paint booth technology at their production facility specifically for this vehicle. Beyond the paint, the design language continues the Range Rover philosophy that has defined the brand for decades: presence through restraint rather than aggression. Clean, flush surfaces, slim, precise lighting. A long, floating roofline and planted stance that looks planted and purposeful rather than cartoonishly wide. The 23-inch alloy wheels with satin platinum inserts fill the arches without overwhelming the body. This is not an SUV that shouts. It is an SUV that simply does not need to. Inside is where the 2027 SV Ultra makes its most radical statement, and where Range Rover has done something that genuinely changes the conversation about what an in-car audio system can be. The SV electrostatic sound system uses 21 ultra-thin film transducers built into the headrests, seatbacks, door panels, and speaker locations throughout the cabin. Not conventional speakers, but electrostatic panels that create a more personal, more spatially precise sound field around each occupant. But the genuinely unexpected part is what happens below the audio system. The body and soul seats in both the first and second rows use carefully controlled haptic vibration to let passengers physically feel the music through the seat structure. And then there is the sensory haptic floor, which does exactly what the name suggests. The floor vibrates in synchronization with the audio. The cabin of the 2027 Range Rover SV Ultra does not play music at you. It surrounds you with it, through the air, through the seats, through the floor, turning every journey into something closer to a private concert hall than an SUV interior. That is not a feature on a spec sheet. That is a fundamental rethinking of what luxury inside a vehicle is supposed to feel like. The rest of the interior matches that ambition without losing the warmth that Range Rover has always understood better than most. The SV Ultra's duotone orchid white and cinder gray ultra fabrics give the cabin a lighter, more modern atmosphere than traditional dark leather interiors, without sacrificing the premium tactile quality that buyers at this price point expect. And here is the detail that will quietly delight every Range Rover owner who has spent years frustrated by the current generation's interface. The physical volume knob and terrain response knob are coming back to the center console for 2027. Confirmed. Range Rover heard the feedback and they acted on it. In a market where manufacturers keep removing physical controls in favor of touch surfaces, this is Range Rover acknowledging something important: that true luxury is not always about adding more technology. Sometimes it is about giving people back the things that worked better the first time. On powertrain, the 2027 Range Rover SV offers two directions that speak to where the entire luxury SUV segment is heading right now. The P550e plug-in hybrid inline-six and the P615 twin-turbocharged V8 cover the performance end of the spectrum. The V8 in particular delivering the effortless, authoritative power delivery that SV buyers have always expected. A fully electric variant is confirmed for later in 2026 as a 2027 model year vehicle, expected to open around $170,000, positioning it against the Mercedes-Maybach EQS SUV and the Mercedes G-Class EV. Range Rover's own executives have been direct about the electric version's priorities. This is a Range Rover first and an EV second. It will not set records for straight-line acceleration or electric range. It will enhance the calm, composed character that defines the Range Rover experience and extend it into an electric powertrain. For buyers who need the fastest or the longest range, other options exist. For buyers who need the most serene, the electric Range Rover will be genuinely difficult to argue against. And underpinning all three powertrain options is the air suspension and active body control system that has made Range Rover's ride quality the benchmark the rest of the segment chases. Large SUVs should not feel this composed over broken surfaces. Range Rovers have always managed it, and the 2027 SV takes that composure and adds a layer of isolation that its competitors are not yet matching. On price and positioning, the standard SV opens at $219,500 and the SV Black at $238,900. The SV Ultra sits above both, invitation only, no public pricing announced, available only through a select group of authorized dealers. That deliberate restriction is not just exclusivity theater. It is Range Rover controlling the ownership experience from the first conversation, ensuring the people who receive an SV Ultra are the people Range Rover wants associated with it. Against the Ferrari Purisang at $398,350 and the Bentley Bentayga Speed at $274,000, the SV Ultra competes on a dimension that neither of those vehicles can fully match. The combination of British heritage, genuine off-road capability, cutting-edge sensory technology, and an interior philosophy that prioritizes how the vehicle makes you feel over how many horsepower it makes. The depreciation reality is worth acknowledging. Range Rovers have historically lost value faster than some competitors, and the complexity of systems like the electrostatic audio and haptic floor will translate to higher long-term maintenance costs for buyers who keep their vehicles past the warranty period. These are real considerations at this price point. But for the buyer, this vehicle was built for someone who wants a private world on wheels, not just an expensive one. The SV Ultra's case is genuinely compelling. So here is where the 2027 Range Rover SV actually lands. Range Rover did not build the loudest SUV. They did not build the fastest. They did not build the one with the most horsepower or the most aggressive styling or the biggest screens. They built the one that makes you feel something through the seats, through the floor, through a cabin that adapts its atmosphere to the journey rather than waiting for you to configure it manually. The SV Ultra is the clearest statement yet of where Range Rover believes ultra-luxury is heading, not toward more drama, but toward more immersion. Not toward more features, but toward fewer distractions. Not toward showing off, but toward making every person inside the vehicle feel like the journey was designed specifically for them. The floor vibrates to the music. The paint looks like liquid metal, and you cannot order one without an invitation. That is not marketing. That is Range Rover telling you exactly who this vehicle is for, and being very selective about making sure those are the only people who get one. Would you take the 2027 Range Rover SV Ultra over the Bentley Bentayga or Ferrari Purisang? Or does the depreciation history still push you toward the competition? Drop your take in the comments. Subscribe to MotorDreamer and we'll see you in the next one.